Hey, Trey, how confident you think you guys are as an offensive line in general going against a team that some would say is going to be the best defensive front y'all played so far?
Right, yeah, they're very talented, but we're talented too, and we're a veteran group, so there's not much we haven't seen, and there's not much that, we won't see. So we're prepared, we're ready to go, and we're just focusing on the little details, technique and focus to, not shoot ourselves on the foot during drives. If we're making plays, we need to be able to move the ball down the field and not be taking steps back with penalties.
Yeah. Well, what's the key to eliminating or reducing those penalties?
Right, it comes down to focus, really, and we just need to focus on that in practice, staying focused and working on technique. You got to keep your hands inside. So.
Yeah, Elko said yesterday he didn't name an offensive lineman of the week. He kind of challenged you guys to clean up some of that. Just with two captains on the offensive line, just how'd y'all kind of receive that message and kind of the challenge that he's given y'all?
Right, yeah, like you said, we took it as a challenge, So we've got 7 or 8 guys on the O-line that could play, and they can play. So if you make a critical error in a game, you're coming out and we got someone behind you. So that kind of competition with great guys behind you, it's going to keep us on our toes. And in practice, we got to work to stay focused so we can play in the game.
Marcel made his first start last year against Florida. Just what do you remember about that game, and maybe some of the things you told him before, during, or after that game?
Right, yeah, I just told him, we trust you. You're the guy, you're the man for the job, so go do what you do. And, there's that clip of him, shaking somebody off that's been pretty viral. So that's really all I remember from that game. And, yeah, I can't wait for this game.
What's made y'all so effective in the red zone so far this season?
That's been a point of emphasis in in practice and in our game plan, that if we get in the red zone, we need a touchdown. We can't be settling for a field goal. So.
Coach mentioned the amount that y'all practice in red zone stuff in practice. Is that something that you haven't experienced in your career, the amount that y'all practice red zone stuff?
Yes, sir, yeah. Coach Elko, he puts us in every single situation we'll ever see on the field and in a game, so we're prepared for everything.
Trey, how would you assess where the offensive line was at the beginning of the season to now? Do you feel like it's just kind of gotten better every single week?
I think, yeah, we've just built on ourselves every single week, gotten better, but we still have a lot of room for improvement. We can't get complacent. We're chasing excellence, not success. So.
Not asking you to give away any secrets, but it looked like there was a teaser video that showed you with the throwback uniform. Just what have you seen from it, and just what was it like being a part of that? Maybe that will be revealed maybe later this week.
Right. Yeah. I don't know what all I'm allowed to say, but it was cool being a part of that, and so I'm excited for it.
I know you're from a family of Aggies. Do you know anything about that 1975 team?
I do not know. I don't know that far back. So yeah. So I probably should, but yeah, I don't.
I mean, you showed some position flex, obviously playing some center and tackle. How comfortable are you there, and just how much does doing that help this team?
Yeah, I'm extremely comfortable. I've been practicing there, so if I'm on the field, I got to be able to produce. So I think, yeah, it just helps with position flexibility. So like we said earlier, if someone makes a critical error in a game, we can shuffle the line around to get the most focused 5 guys in there in a game.
What feedback have you gotten from the coaches on how you've looked at center, and is that a hard transition to do, to play both, and how have you kind of made it look so?
I mean, it's definitely a big change, and kind of my mind kind of races a little bit because I just don't have quite as many banked reps as I do at tackle, but I'm confident playing the position. I've played the position a ton in practice against our D-line, which is arguably the best D-line we'll go against, so I'm prepared.
Hey, since you see those guys in practice, I assume at some point you must have been in a position to block Cassius. What makes him a good pass rusher? What makes him hard to block and pass protect against?
He just has such a great motor. He's just always going 110%, and he's slippery too. So if you're half a step late or overset him a little bit, he'll make you pay for it. So
with Ruben coming back, just how much does that help you guys, and how much maybe does that allow you to get some snaps at center as well?
Right, yeah, he's just another, it's great having him back because, I get to get bumped down and play some center, and he's just another one of those guys that can play in the SEC and will play in the SEC, so he just adds a level of competition, so I love it.
One more on red zone offense, the third down touchdown to KC late in the game. How much do you think that goes back to kind of a mantra finish and how much y'all is that a good payoff for how much y'all practice red zone stuff?
I would say yeah, because as an O-line, it's nice when we've got playmakers on the outside. So if we do our job, we're going to get yards and we're going to score. So I love having KC, Mario, all those guys out there making plays for us.
Trey, one young guy we've seen get some play is Robert Borden, however you say it.
Right, Borden, yep.
What does the future hold for him? With you and Bothery and Crown over maybe being done after this year, and maybe being that next guy, what do you kind of see in him?
Right, yeah, the sky's the limit for him. I kind of see a little bit of myself in him. He's always in the meeting room, asking questions, doing extra film study. He's out here focusing on his craft, asking questions. So I think he's going to be great. And yeah, the sky's the limit for him.
Trey, Damian Sanford's really stood up these past couple games. Just what have you seen out of him in practice?
He's just stepped up when his name got called. He wasn't, ill prepared. Like, he stayed in the game plan and he was ready to go. So yeah, when his number was called, he was just ready to roll.
How do you see Marcel really take hold of this team and the offense through these first 5 games?
I think his confidence has really taken a big step. Being able to throw the ball, being such a threat in the run game too. He's just kind of filled that role that he's the guy for the job and he can do it. So it's kind of cool seeing him just go out there and make plays with confidence.
Couple more. As the leader of this team, how are you trying to handle being 5th in the country, 5-0, and everyone talking about how good you guys are?
I mean, it's a great thing, but I don't pay attention to any of that. We got to take it 1 week at a time. We can't take anybody for granted. Can't underestimate anybody, or else we'll have a loss on our record. So we got to go into every week being 1-0. So.
Do you think that mentality has helped get you over this spot up there?
I think so, yeah, and I think it's going to continue to take us where we want to go.
Is there a difference in this year as opposed to already playing conference games when you played against Florida as opposed to last year when they were the conference opener?
I think, just having a taste of what SEC football is, because, there's never going to be a blowout in the SEC. We're going to have to battle until the fourth quarter like we did last week. So it's just going to be a battle, and we got to be ready for that.